Hi, it's Vex, and today we are back with our Commander staples. That's right, we skipped April because I was out of town. I was also very sick, but I'm back. I got my voice back. Happy to be back. And I realized I shouldn't be doing it at the end of the month because the next month rolls over and it seems out of date already. So I'm going to do my staples in the middle or early beginning of the month. So this is our May staples, fresh off of March of the Machines. We have some brand new staples here. We have some staples from other sets that we have. Let's actually go over these staples. First, the card I have not used a lot since Modern Horizons 2 has been printed, but now after using it in Elesh Norn and in other decks, this is amazing. I put this directly into my catcher deck I'm making. This is Solitude. So what it does, it's easy, right? Let me see if I have this card. It's a Swords of Plowshares, same text right here, Swords of Plowshares. It's got Flash, Lifelink, 3 white white, Elemental Incarnation, 3/2. So just ignore this part at the bottom. It's got Swords of Plowshares Flex on ETB, Flash, Lifelink. That's pretty neat. However, evoke, exile white card from your hand. This enters the battlefield and dies right away, but you get to do the ETB effect. So essentially, it's a free Swords of Plowshares if you pitch a card, another white card. I think it's really cool. A lot of blowouts happen. People think you're tapped out, and then they go do their shenanigans with their commander, and boom, you solitude it for free. I know commander now, nothing's sacred. As long as you have cards in your hand, anything can be cast for free, just like Solitude, the free cycle from Ikoria, like Fierce Guardianship. Flawless Maneuver would not protect against the Solitude because this does an exile effect too. So free card beats another free card. No wonder. Anyways, so this is a staple in my mono white decks, and other decks that have a lot of white cards, really good have these pitch elementals. And I don't know, I keep moving this around here. Sorry. It's just on the honest rate, 3 white white, it's a very good rate because you get a person, a dude, and a Swords to Plowshare. So extremely good card. Moving on to another white card that came in. Phyrexa All Be One Commander. Clever Concealment. 2 white white. Instant. Convoke. So your creatures can help cast a spell. Each creature you tap while casting a spell pays for 1 or 1 mana of the creature's colors. Then any number of target non-land permanents you control phase out. Treat them and anything attached to them as though they don't exist until your next turn. So that sounds very close to a spell that we all know and love called Teferi's Protection, right? All permanents you control phase out. This lets you target any number of permanents, non-land permanents that you control phase out. So the cool part is you can convoke it for free. You pay 2, let's say 2 artifacts and 2 white creatures, tap them, convoke out this Clever Concealment. And again, another free card, just like Solitude. So if somebody's trying to board wipe you, let's say Ondu Inversion, or even Farewell you, right? You don't have the 3 mana available. They're like, oh, you don't have 3 mana? Don't have to worry about Teferi's Protection. Actually, you don't have any mana to tap. You have 4 untapped creatures. Boom, Clever Concealment. You keep all your land untapped, right? And then still cast spells, even if your stuff is phased out. That's the cool part. The thing it doesn't do is it doesn't protect you from everything. It doesn't give you, you gain protection from everything and your life total can't change. But I think the cool part is the ability to cast it for free, pseudo-free, that makes it really good. I mean, I've been blown out by Teferi's Protection. Don't get me wrong. This card is, if you have 3 mana, you want to cast this over this. But this card is insanely good in the right situations. And I like it better than Teferi's Protection because I don't have to hold up, 3 mana all the time. I can just hold up a couple mana or 4 creatures or enough to cast this spell, essentially. And, do the blowout. Yes, after playing with the play group over and over again, they know that this is in your deck. But, you could be quite slick about it and just swap these 2 back and forth. But this is definitely a staple. I'm starting to like this better than Teferi's Protection just because the flexibility. I can just not have to hold my mana up. With Teferi's Protection, when you have it, sometimes you're just tempted to hold your mana up. This is so this is more free. All right, moving on to another really classic card here, Sword of Feast and Famine. I don't put this in a lot of decks, but this is one of the best swords. All 10 swords have come out. I think Sword of Once and Future is the last one, the Dimir one. But this one, I think this is amazing because it's 3 artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2. Pro black, pro green. Black and green are the strongest 2 colors in EDH, so pro those 2 colors. Then when a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card. That's okay, but you untap all lands you control. This is essentially giving you doubling your mana on an equipment, right? So nothing needs more to be said about this. If you've seen a lot of players play this game, you've seen Game Nights, Josh Lee Kwai loves this card, by the way. You attack with this card, pro green black. Sometimes a player's mono green, mono black, or green black. You just get right in there with the creature. You don't have the equipment, but let's pretend it's a creature. Get right in there, deal damage, knock a card out of their hand, which is gravy. But the untapped land part lets you play another free turn essentially. So those are our 3 cards that are non-March of Machines. But now let's get to the March of Machine cards. So I'm excited for. We have Bitter Thorn, Nissa's Animist. And yes, this is a rift off of Sword of the Animist. Right there, let's read Bitter Thorn. 3 generic legendary artifact equipment, living weapon. So when ETBs, make a little Phyrexian Germ, which I have right here, and then attach it to it. So now you have a creature attached to this card. So this is an equipment that is a creature as well. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, so it's a 1/1 creature. Then when a equipped creature attacks, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it down to battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Equip 3. So let's break down the Sword of the Animist is right here. Bitter Thorn is right there. This is 3 mana. This is 2. 2/2. 2 to cast, 2 to equip. This is 3 to cast, 3 to equip. However, I like this a little better because it has board presence. Once you have board presence, that is so much more meaning because this guy can chump block, right? You play this in the late game, you can't really do anything with it. You can play it, equip it, attack, but if you need a blocker, you play this, you have a chump blocker. Early game, you play this on turn 3, you have a dude that can just suicide attack into the anything, right? Maybe the germ dies. This is left over, but you get a land. This thing, you have to pay and then equip, so it's 4 mana total. This is 3 mana before you get your land. So that, which really makes a big difference there. So this is another staple we have. Move this card over here. And the last 2 staples are green cards. We have, let's actually go to this one. Invasion of Ikoria, X green. Battle Siege. It's a new battle card type. It's really neat. As the siege enters, choose an opponent to protect it. So you still own and control this card, but your opponent has to protect the siege. It's kind of weird. You and others can attack it when it's defeated. Exile it and cast it, transform. So it comes with 6 hit counters, defense counters on it. Then you attack kind of like Planeswalkers. Those counters get removed as it takes damage. Once all counters are removed, then you flip it and cast it. So it can get countered. So with that being said, let's move on. The important part is when this ETBs, search your library and graveyard for a non-human creature card with mana value X or less and put it onto the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle. So this is essentially a Finale of Devastation for non-humans. Finale can get you humans, and then Finale also has a +10. If you pay X is 10 or greater, you get +X mode in haste and all that other good stuff. But that's okay. We don't need the full Finale text because it rarely is 10. The cool part is this is another Finale. So you put Finale in your deck. I don't have the card here. I wish I did, but sorry, I don't have it. You put Finale in deck, and then you put Invasion of Ikoria in deck. And then the gravy text on this is that you can attack it, right? Which you don't really do often, but you could do politics and ask your opponents to attack it and then so you can cast a spell and get a blocker or something to help with the table. Zalortha, I can't pronounce it. Apex of Ikoria. So this will be cast after the battle is won. It's got Reach, Legendary Creature Dinosaur. For each non-human creature you control, you may have that creature assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. So maybe you convince the table that they need to attack the battle, which I don't know. If the person is defending the battle is the threat, then they probably have a lot of creatures, so that's kind of weird. But I don't expect this to flip very often, but it can flip. You can also attack it yourself if you want it to flip, and then just get in. No matter if they block or not, they take damage because it has the cool deal damage as if they weren't blocked clause. That will happen sometimes, but the Invasion Ikoria is a fun thing because it gets these kind of creatures. I forgot to mention these are my favorite things to do in all of Magic is get these kinds of creatures, and people hate when I get them, but Collector Oof right there, 1 in green, activate abilities of artifacts can't be activated. Anti-treasure technology right there. Bane of Progress. Right here's my next favorite creature. Actually, my favorite creature to get from a tutor spell like Finale of Devastation or Battle of Ikoria, Invasion of Ikoria. Sorry, 4 green. When ETBs destroy all artifacts and enchantments. That is insane. That's why I love doing it because, again, people have lots of treasures. Yes, they can sack treasures before it gets destroyed. However, it just gets rid of them, right? Then Scavenging Ooze, Graveyard Hate. So I love getting these types of creatures. And I will make a deck soon with Thalia and the Gitrog with this in it and with these cards in it too. So get ready for that one. Super excited for that. And then our last staple of May right here, Tribute to the World Tree. Green, green, green. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card if its power is 3 or greater. So it's kind of like a Gurk's Uprising, Elemental Bond type of deal. However, it's even better because otherwise put 2+1/+1 counters on it. So if it's a little creature, it gets up to 3 or 4 power, or 2 power if it's a 0 power creature. So it's really cool. It does both things, draw a card and counters. What makes it fair is it's got the triple green cost, which I think in Commander nowadays, mana is so good that eventually in a couple years, triple green in a 4-color, 5-color deck means nothing. So hopefully they don't make mana that good, but that's what they're doing nowadays. So those are our staples of May. I do have my top 10 of March of Machine coming up. Yes, these three are in the top 10 right there. There are some that are in the top 10 or not in the staples, but maybe next month because, I like to build my staples up slowly. I don't just, put in like top 10 cards. I think the cards that are going to be in multiple decks, they might not be the strongest cards, but they're more staple-y type cards that are applies to multiple different decks. This is my current May staples. If you think I should add more staples, definitely add them in the comment below. If you think these aren't staples, add those in the comments below. Just, add some comments. Tell me what you think. Anyways, that's all I have for this month. We'll be back next month for more staples. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, smash subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be alerted for new videos in the future. And as always, have a wonderful day.